Hey guys, and welcome to a new Dungeon Defenders 2 video. I'm your host Mr. Peter, and I'm here to show you the new updated Reflect Beam build. If you guys didn't know, DD2 got an update recently and the Reflect Beam got nerfed, losing 80% of its damage. A lot of you guys keep messaging me asking if the Reflect Beam is still viable after the nerf, and I can safely say yes, it's still viable, but you'll have to do some changes to your build. I do advise everyone to keep their current Reflect Beam build that you have because of certain lane mods. Just get a new medallion and craft a new build. Before I go into the build, I would like to say thank you to a handful of people who allowed me to watch their stream when the update wasn't out for the Xbox. So thank you OJ Sky, check him out on Twitch, and also thank you THC Psycho, check him out as well. And lastly, thank you Jaden and Undeaf Angel for the sneak peek of the early PC update. Alright, let's check out the new build. This is the new build that you want for the Reflect Beam. It's very similar to the original build, but with one small tweak. Instead of tenacity, we have diverse power. Diverse power will allow us to stack up a bunch of defense power. So if I use my current setup, which is the Proton, the Flamer, the LSA, the Ore Geyser, and the Buff Beam, that's 5 unique defenses, which means 5 stacks of diverse power. That's a lot of damage. Not 8% worth of damage, but still a good chunk of damage. Also, it's up to you if you want to go controller or anti-melee. Both are really good mods. I myself will use controller, but I don't have a spare controller mod, so anti-melee will have to do. For the rest of the build, it's going to be the same. Destruction or mass destruction for the extra damage, Shattering Torpedo to combo start with a poison proton, and vicious strikes to max the range. Remember, you only need to upgrade this hypershot twice to get the max range. Because we don't have tenacity anymore, this tower is now vulnerable to cyborgs. Things are getting too spicy for the Peppers, but that's okay, we have a backup plan. With this update, the DU cost of the Reflect Beam is now cheaper. We actually can afford an additional Reflect Beam. You want to create a new EV2 hero and have any random Chaos 7 medallion with one hypershot called Automation. This hypershot has a secret passive that gives the tower 100% tenacity. So this will bait the cyborgs and the rest of the enemies will continue moving forward to the setup. You can find automation by completing Prime 5 or by completing Mastery. Before we actually jump into an Onslaught game, let's compare it to the original relic. This original relic is C8505, while the new build is C8005. C8505 is the highest upgrade you can have, and it has about roughly 14,000 extra defense power, which is a significant difference. If we place the OG Reflect Beam build onto this setup, the Reflect Beam would deal 958k damage per node, which is pretty high to be honest. Now if we switch over to the new build that has diverse power, the Reflect Beam would deal 975k damage per node. More damage than the C8505 relic, and remember, this build isn't C8505, it's C8005, so its damage potential can still go higher. This shows you how powerful diverse power can be, especially when this tower is surrounded with other towers. Alright, let's go to a higher floor and demonstrate this build. Welcome back, I'm on floor 711 and I'm going to be using the recommended build that I suggested, but with a twist. I won't be using any of my ascension points onto this tower to show you that this build is good without my level providing the extra damage. On this lane we have cyborgs, so I've placed the bait beam at the front of the setup. I'm running double Reflect Beams to show you the power of the Reflect Beams. For this lane we have a horde of Quibblies, so I've added a Fisher to help trim those numbers down. Exactly what I used to do before the update, nothing's changed. On the middle lane we have a handful of Lady Orcs and the mod Soft Spot. Could be a difficult lane, but hopefully the proximity mod can help me out. And on the last lane, again, cyborgs are coming through here, so the bait tower is at the front of the setup. Also Lava Guardians are coming through here, so this will be the true test to see if the Reflect Beams are still strong enough to take out large health enemies. So the cyborgs are distracted by the bait beam and the rest of the enemies are flowing past to the setup. As you can see, the Reflect Beams can still shred. Now let's go to the middle lane and see if the Reflect Beams can kill the Lady Orcs. Oh, that one almost made it through. Soft Spot is surprisingly a difficult lane mod. Ever since the update, the difficult lane mods have been more challenging, not in the good way. I gotta remember to keep an eye on that lane. Yeah, with the bait beam you will accumulate a lot of cyborgs, so try to clear them out as much as you can. The new monk with Frostfire is still bloody strong, it still feels the same as before. Yeah, she made it through with a sliver of health. That's unfortunate, but Soft Spot does give them all that resistance and damage reduction. It was always going to be a questionable lane. Looks like the Lava Guardian do die to the reflect beams. That's fantastic news, so they can deplete high health enemies. Yeah, my Sky Guards won't be able to wave clear that. So far it's going pretty well, but now it should be a lot easier. I've got the greens, so let's start upgrading. Definitely upgrade the middle lane. Hopefully the upgrades are enough to kill the Lady Orcs. Oh, this lane has a boss. Yeah, I know what to upgrade. We've got shield goblins and we also have orcs. These guys are fillers, they just clutter the lane. If the reflect beam can still wave clear this clutter, then that's a tick in my book. The upgrades have definitely stabled the lane. I can relax. AFK. Well, almost. Lady Orcs are dying. Always great news. A Gregory. Now that's gonna be interesting. He has 1.6 billion health. This is the mighty test for the reflect beam. Can it stop him from pushing forward? Let's find out. Oh no, that's a lot of flyers. Well, we didn't get to see him die, but it did work in the end. To be fair, I did upgrade the LSA, but you know what? That's a win in my books. Look at all of these cyborgs trying their best to stun this tower. Automation and its secret tenacity passive is doing a fantastic job. Also, automation gives this tower lifesteal, so it's not going to get destroyed anytime soon. Hopefully this is enough evidence to show you guys that the reflect beams are still awesome. Not as strong as before, but with diverse power, it's definitely helping out. The 1-app warrior setup is still a viable choice, but you'll have to do some changes to your build. I'm going to end the video here, but just to prove to you guys that I completed this floor, I'll skip it to the end. That's the end of floor 711, and that's the reflect beam with the recommended build with no mass destruction and no bonus ascension points. Anyone can run this build and get to this floor. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more DD2 content. I'll see you guys next time, take care.